I've been in the position where it seems like you're just constantly falling into the same bad habits over and over and over again. You keep watching things online that you know you shouldn't be watching. You play video games when you know that you have to get your work done. You wake up and scroll on social media when you know you should be hitting the gym. You eat junk food when you know you should be eating healthy. And I am by no means perfect. I still have some things that I am working on myself, of course. I have my vices, but in the past couple years, I have overcome a lot of these things and made a lot of improvements on my fitness, my mental health, my dating life. So I'm just going to share with you the framework I use to overcome bad habits so you can do it as well. And by the way, a lot of these tips come from this book right here, Atomic Habits by James Clear. I'm not like paid to promote the book or anything. I just genuinely think it was really good. The first thing you got to understand is environment design. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, chances are as young men, a lot of us do the same bad habits in the same moments, right? You wake up first thing in the morning and then you reach for your phone. You play video games in your room when you should be working on homework, or you watch, adult movies online late at night before you go to bed because you're, feeling a bit lonely. So what environment design means is understanding when you do these bad habits and designing your environment to limit you from doing them as much. For example, if all the time you play video games in your room when you should be doing homework, well, number one, do your homework or do your business work, whatever you're doing, in a different room from your bedroom. Or even unplug your Xbox and go put it in your closet until you actually want to use it, then you can grab it. Just having that little extra bit of friction makes it a lot easier for you to have discipline and not do the bad habits. Or if you always find yourself eating junk food when you should be eating healthier, well then just stop buying the junk food. Just don't put it in your pantry, because of course when you have cookies on your counter or you have chips in the pantry, yeah, it's going to be a lot easier for you to eat junk food when you constantly have access to it. Or if you always scroll social media when you should be waking up and going to the gym, just don't keep your phone right by your bed. Get a real alarm clock, put your phone in another room, or at least across the room where you can't reach it, so you're forced to wake up and not scroll first thing in the morning. And you can really apply this concept of environment design to every single bad habit. Just identify when you're doing the bad habit, why you're doing it, and design your environment in a way that allows you to actually be more disciplined and not just fall for your bad habits right away. Then the second reason why you're struggling with bad habits is simply because you just have too much free time. There's this one quote that I absolutely love from the Bible. I forget which verse it is exactly, but it's, "An idle mind is the devil's workshop." Now, what does this mean? Well, when you're constantly, falling into these bad habits, I can guarantee you it's because you just don't have much going on, right? You're just sitting in your room, scrolling on your phone, and you're just not really doing anything. So of course, when you're bored, when you're not really doing much, yeah, it's going to be easier for those bad habits to creep into your life. It's going to be easier for those negative thoughts to take over and for you to fall into doing things that you know you shouldn't be doing. So a simple thing you can do is just literally be more busy. Now, I'm not saying this is some hustle culture video where, oh yeah, you got to be working 24/7 and grind all day. Like, no, you can have some fun. You can do some, of these video games and things in moderation, but you need to build a lifestyle that is productive. For example, if you just have 3 hours of free time every single day, put that free time to good use. Go hang out with your friends. Go outside and go for a run. Go to the gym. Go do something that's going to allow you to not just have all this free time where you fall into these bad habits. Because I've noticed, like, when I'm busy, like back when I was in college, I'm playing football, I'm doing school, I'm making content, like I'm almost never doing any bad habits back then because you're so busy and you have so much stuff going on. So stop giving yourself so much free time and make sure you fill it up with positive habits. Then the final thing you have to do to actually overcome these bad habits and not just fall back into them a few months later is you have to replace the bad habits with good ones. Now, what exactly do I mean by this? Well, if all you do is just remove the bad habits, you stop playing video games, you stop eating junk food, you stop scrolling on social media, you're just gonna have more free time like we talked about earlier. So what you have to do instead of just getting rid of the bad habits is you have to replace them with positive ones. So some examples could be, well, if you spend way too much time playing video games, instead of doing that, replace playing video games with maybe building a business. Or instead of just saying, I'm not going to eat junk food, spend time preparing healthy food, going and buying healthy things that are actually going to allow you to reach your fitness goals. Because something I learned from that book we talked about earlier, Atomic Habits, that is so important with overcoming our bad habits and having good ones is that a lot of times when we fall into these bad habits, it's just like a natural impulse, you know? You play video games because you're looking for, fake status. You eat junk food because you're looking for satisfaction because it kind of fills a void that is there and you don't really have any other ways of coping with it or doing it. So what you have to do is you have to actually find healthier ways to fulfill those satisfactions. So instead of getting, fake dopamine from video games or from junk food, go get real healthy dopamine from building a business, from working on your schoolwork, from going to the gym, because you can't just like get rid of the bad things and not replace them. No, you have to have healthy habits that you integrate into your life that help you become the best version of yourself. And a lot of this too is just a mindset. If you ever find yourself after this video falling back into your bad habits, just realize you're not a horrible person for it. You're not gonna go from, playing video games every day and, watching things online you shouldn't be to instantly being the best version of yourself right away. Like, no, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time to improve yourself. You've been building up all these bad habits for years. So of course it's gonna take you time to fix them. So if you ever find yourself, slipping into them again and you're watching things you shouldn't be, you're playing video games when you shouldn't be, you're eating junk food when you know you shouldn't be, don't beat yourself up for it. Just say like, hey, if I just keep getting better and I keep improving, that's really all that matters. Like if, for example, you used to eat McDonald's every single day and now you only eat it once a week, that's huge improvement. If you used to play video games for 3 hours every single day and now you're only playing them twice a week, bro, that's already huge improvement. You don't have to be perfect right away, but what you have to do is make progress. And if you do that, yeah, you'll eventually get to the point where you've completely mastered your habits and became very disciplined. But it's not something that happens overnight. And that's the beauty of self-improvement. It's something that's going to improve over time and you're going to get better at, but you have to give yourself time and you have to be okay with screwing up because none of us are perfect. We all screw up. That's just part of being human. But just keep getting better, keep focusing on being your best self. And if you do that, you'll eventually get to where you want to be. I'll see you for the next video, bro.